Horror, as we know it, has been around for many years. From stories of what moves around in the woods to stories of people living in your homes, horror has frightened humans for years. But today, I want to take a look at a darker side of horror. I want to look at the future and what may come of it. Let's start from the beginning, and not from the very beginning. Let's look back and see if we can find one of the first ever documented horror. One of the first stories is called Castle of Otranto, a book by Horace Walpole. Published in 1764, it is considered one of the first Gothic novels in the English language, and often has been stated to be the founding of horror. We later would get stories in this genre like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Abraham Stoker's Dracula. Stories that would, for years, terrify and haunt people's dreams. But there is another part of the world that would take effect from these stories. Part of the world that's more unseen. The internet plays a big part in horror, but let's understand where the internet came from. In 1983, the internet was created, and not too far from that, horror on its way there. Roughly the mid-90s is when we get our first big boom in horror. We get things like creepypastas, a term derived from an internet saying of a copy pasta, where people would take stories and copy and paste them onto different websites. Horror stories would find themselves be done the same, and would get so big in this genre, they create their own term of a creepypasta. A horror story they would copy and paste. But why do we look at them and think horror? Because they're scary stories, of course. But why are they relevant today? Well, the images playing behind me are the results of how horror has taken over the internet, how horror has developed its own place, its own little home, how nowhere you can go on the internet now but find horror. It's taken over. Horror, thanks to the internet, has never been bigger, and to me, and thousands of people who enjoy beautiful images like this will come to enjoy horror and its depravities for a very, very